So God told me to give this quick word. Don't even write no notes down, so I ain't know what I'm finna say right now. I'm finna speak in tongues and give you the message on today. Okay, so let's get started. I just saw like an airplane. Like I think about first in flight. I see like the Kitty Hawk. What's those two guys? The brothers who, and mind you, I'm in North Carolina. So I just saw the first in flight that those planes, those two brothers who flew the first plane. Here you're going somewhere. You're going somewhere. You're going somewhere. You're going somewhere. God is bringing you out of somewhere, and God is going to place you somewhere. And I right now, as I'm speaking in tongues, and God is giving me this vision. Mind you, as God gave me this vision, I operate out of the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, and God. I see someone jumping out of a parachute while the airplane's still going. I see like somebody jumping out of a parachute, and I see others also jumping out of a parachute too. And I see a table. It was funny as I see them landing. It's the vision I got was I could see the ground before they got to it, and it's a table, a long table, like a feast that people are already sitting at it and preparing the food. And I see people just walking to it, putting stuff on the table. Some people are already seated, and they just, after they jumped out the airplane and parachuted down, they're sitting right at the seat, like right in the middle where they're supposed to be placed at this table. God is not, and I hear this is the message, God is not just giving you a feast. God is not just preparing the table. He's giving you a people to share the table with. God is sending people to share the feast with. God is not just, this is not performance based. This is not about performance. This is about relationship. It's not about performance. It's about relationship. That's what I hear. God said, come into me. Fall into the position that I have for you. It's not about performance. It's about relationship. And this table there was a lot of people in a long table. And through connection, you probably had to yell just to reach the end of the table. I hear like it's about relationship. It's very intimate. Even though it's a big table, it's very intimate. And so a lot of people have been trying to perform. You think that you got to do this, check all these boxes and cross every T and dot every I. But God said it's not about that. That's what's not going to get you there. I think about the airplane I just saw, trying to be performance based, trying to jump because everybody jumps. Trying to put on a parachute, trying to look apart, ain't going to have you jump out at the right time. And I see right now is people that done jumped, and they jumped into a mountaintop. People jumped into the wilderness. Having a relationship with God is what's going to actually have you seated at the right table. Having a relationship with God is going to have you connected to the right people. Having a relationship with God is going to have the table already prepared when you get there. When you jump out at the right time, when you get on the right airplane, jump out at the right time, landing, even the perfect landing, sitting right at the position and being in the position that you need to be in the right seat. It's going to all happen at the right time, but you got to focus on and build your relationship with God. You got to have it right there for everything to make sense at divine time. You know how precise you have to be, and especially if you don't know anything. You don't know, like looking at this vision, I didn't get that somebody was an expert at parachuting or jumping out of airplanes. I didn't get that they were in the military. They just knew what they were doing and they were trained. No, they had to listen to God. Like I told you, it was other people who jumped out the parachute too, and they didn't land where this person landed. A lot of the other people in this vision I just saw, most people landed in different places. And that's their journey with God, but they ain't land where this one person landed at. In order to be precise, in order to have God's correct divine timing and be seated where you need to be, you got to build that relationship. You can't be looking at everybody else over here. You can't be looking, be distracted. You need to be hyper focused. That's one thing I know in today's world, people like this get off of being hyper anything. I usually associate with hyper I ain't gonna get too deep into that. But God has been taking me through this journey of learning to be not only focused on Him, but hyper focused. That means though distractions exist, I'm not just focused. I'm just not like a normal amount of focus. I'm hyper focused. It's like a tunnel vision on God. It doesn't matter what distractions come. It doesn't matter, because if you're on a regular amount of focus and a distraction come, you might not be distracted because you're focused. But what happens when it's a warfare type of distraction? What happens when it's satanic? Satan purposely is bringing a big distraction your way. Not anything necessarily in your path, but on the sidelines. I always see it as like I said, tunnel vision, but also like you're in a race and you see those people on the sidelines. Sometimes people can be cheering like, ooh, do you want your water bottle? Do you want this? Do you want that? And so it might not even seem like it's a distraction. It might be there to help you. But like I said, with anything can be a distraction. And certain stuff, you walking and you running. And God says, run. Don't worry about resting. You're tired, you're out of breath, and you look to your left and your right, and there's a park bench right there. You're tired and you're out of breath because you've been running, and it's a hot sunny day, and you look to your right, and guess what? There's a water fountain there full of, or a bunch of water bottles there with cold water. But God says, listen, there's nothing's wrong with that park bench. Use it when you need it. Nothing's wrong with that cold bottle of water and drinking that cold bottle of water. Nothing's wrong with it. You can use it when you need it. But guess what? Now ain't the time. And if God's telling you to run, and even though you're out of breath, and even though you tired, you want to sit down and you want something cold to drink, if God is saying not right now, keep running. Catch your breath, but keep running and focus on me. And you start looking to the right, even though that wasn't meant to be a hold up in your life. If you lose focus on what He has you to be focused on, which is Him, and you focus on that water bottle, or you focus on that bench, like, wow, that sure do look nice. You just got distracted. You just allow it to be yourself to be distracted, even without warfare against you, even without Satan coming against you. You allowed something to be distracted, and those were the things that kept distracting me. So in this season, also God is calling you to be hyper focused on Him. You can't just be a normal amount of focus. The same way with a faith of a mustard seed, but sometimes you need big faith. In this season, you're gonna need to be hyper, HYPER. You need to be hyper focused, hyper. Woo! You need to be hyper focused on God, where God is leading you. Stop praying about eliminating distractions. You need to say, when you pray about distraction, you need to say, God, help me to be focused on you. Though the distractions exist, because some distractions ain't going away. Certain things on the sidelines weren't meant to distract you. Trees on the side with beautiful flowers attached to them, or fruit on the tree, was not meant to distract you. But if you are easily distracted, you're going to be distracted by anything that's on the sidelines. What you need to stop focusing on is about not being distracted. And what you need to focus on is being focused and hyper focused on God. Those distractions, I'm going to get it. Listen, you need to learn this. Distractions are always, for the rest of your life, distractions are going to be there. And there's going to be seasons where people are purposely trying to distract you. And if you let it distract you, you will be distracted. I think about, was it Peter? I gotta get my Bible stories on right, but I think it was Peter, I'm not sure. When Jesus was in the water, and He said, come to me, walk to me. I think it was Peter. I'm not sure. I forgot. But and he started walking to Jesus, this character in the Bible. And soon as he lost focus, he got distracted. He looked around him. He started sinking. I think about, I used to work for the post office years ago, and they had to train us about dogs. And they said, listen, don't ever turn your back to a dog. They always tell us that don't ever turn your back to a dog. You would have always, if you see a dog, you watch where that dog is at. Don't turn your back. Don't lose. Hey, where is it? I just see somebody, even when I'm gonna just say Peter for right now, when he started to sink because he took his eyes off of Jesus, he lost his focus. He lost that hyper focus. If I think about a vicious dog, something that's after you, like it's vicious, it's trying to take you out. As soon as you start focusing and start like maintaining eye contact, and you look to your left or your right, and you lose focus on where the animal went, and you turn back around, something that used to was far away can be in your face all of a sudden, just like that. It was waiting for that moment for you to get distracted, so it can annihilate you. So it can cause ruin in your life. You need it. Those distractions are always going to be there. So sometimes this could be deadly. But in summary, I'm just see if God has anything else for me to say. So in summary, you need to focus on building your relationship with God. You need to focus on your relationship, not performance, relationship, and you need to be hyper focused on God. So guys, my name is TaZhaneClaude, but you can call me Tay, and you have a wonderful day. Peace.